As tax day approaches, it's an opportune time for children of all ages to learn about taxes. The not-for-profit ISIT.org has produced 2 new videos about taxes for grade levels 8 through 12. Where Did My Money Go? Focuses on the variety of taxes that one encounters in everyday life, from deductions on one's paycheck to sales tax. What's Taxing About Taxes examines the U.S. income tax system. These videos, if you want to show them to your children, are available to educators and consumers as well at ISIT.org, IZZIT.org. And while many of you might be doing your own taxes online, you'll be glad to know you have a few extra days to work on it. But whether you file on your own or go to a specialist, problems with the IRS could arise. Our next guest can help, so please help me welcome George Letticoat. He's a tax resolution specialist with SBA Accounting and Tax Solutions. Welcome to the show, George.
Thank you very
I'm sure
much.
you're a super busy guy right about
Very much
now.
so.
Why is it that we have that extra day?
Well, there's a little
2 days, really.
known holiday that occurs in Washington, D.C. called Emancipation Day, and today's the holiday. So the IRS has off, and we all get the break, and since they don't have us file taxes on Saturday or Sunday, it's next Monday.
Well, some people, it kind of creeps up on them really quickly,
Yes.
and they don't realize that, uh-oh, it's Monday. What if you can't file your tax returns by Monday? What then?
Well, your first choice is to file an extension.
Okay.
And the extension takes maybe 3 minutes. Whether you come to a tax professional to do it or you do it yourself, that's your best alternative.
Okay.
Not filing, not doing anything is a bad
idea. Okay. What if you owe taxes, though, and you realize you owe taxes, but you don't have the money to pay for them right now?
Well, then you need to think about an installment agreement.
Okay.
Which can, you have to make some sort of tax payment initially. So that's a requirement that makes you in compliance with the IRS. So that's very important. But you can set up an installment agreement. Some of it can be done online if you have a small amount of money that you owe. If you owe a larger amount, then it becomes a little bit more complicated, and that's why you need to come see somebody like me.
Yes, when the problems arise,
Right.
we need you to help us.
Right.
Let's say our viewers have filed their taxes, they've paid everything in full. Does this mean they don't have to think about taxes and IRS for the next year? Yes?
I wish I could say yes, but I
darn
can't. There's tax planning that needs to be done, because if your circumstances in terms of earnings, selling property, whatever changes during the year, you need to plan ahead, because you may incur additional tax liabilities next year. And unfortunately, more and more taxpayers are receiving nice little letters from the IRS and Franchise Tax Board asking questions.
What kind of questions?
I would like to audit your business expenses for this period of time. And you're probably saying, well, what if I didn't keep good records?
Yeah.
Well, you're in the audit queue, and so now you have to go through that. So it may be an audit. It may not be a face-to-face audit. It could very well be a mail audit done corresponding with some office in the IRS. But then again, that's why you need somebody to help you and assist you, because that can become an increasingly long process.
I can't even imagine. That's my worst nightmare, is to get a letter. And speaking of which, do you get a letter from the IRS, a call? Because there's a lot of scams out there right now. So what is it that we can expect to get to make sure this is an official audit?
You're going to get an official letter.
Okay, got it. Let's talk about some of the services SBA Accounting and Tax Solutions provide. You mentioned a few of them, but you really help so many people, especially when they receive that letter from the IRS. Does this mean you don't necessarily do taxes? You just kind of help them afterwards if a problem occurs?
We actually do taxes.
Oh, you do? Okay.
And we also help them after it occurs. Major focus of our tax resolution business, and where I focus, is when people get those letters and they need to respond.
What if they don't have the receipts and everything they need for the audit?
Well, there are ways to rebuild. There are ways to show snippets that would allow them to understand that, and it becomes a process. I have one that's been going on for 2.5 years.
Oh my goodness! But there is a way.
There's a way.
If people just contact you,
That's right.
They can find more. They can learn more about it. Okay. What about our audience getting more valuable ideas and tax problem resolution information? Where can they go for that?
They can always go to our website, which is www.sbataxhelp.com. They can call us at 559-369-7691, or they can stop by our office, go to our website. We're always there to help. The initial consultation we do with somebody is at no cost. So
that's great. That is great. And also at that number that he just said, which is on your screen, they can give you a free special report, how to end your IRS problems. That's really handy, isn't it? All right, everyone. So there's that number, 369-7691. I know you're local. Tell us again where you're located.
2008 North Fine. We're just right around the corner from where we're sitting right now.
Oh, really? Okay, so it didn't take you very long to get here. Okay, I'm glad to hear that. In the meantime, what some final advice for our viewers out there when it comes to tax filing, IRS, Uncle Sam?
The first advice that I would give them is they need to file something by close of business or by midnight Monday.
Okay. An
extension will work. If their return is simple, that's great, but an extension by all means. You don't want to be a non-responder to the IRS.
Yes, yes, because they'll come and get you like that.
Yeah.
Even though when we need them, they take their time.
And there's also payroll taxes if they're small business owners that they need to worry about. And that becomes even more onerous than some of the things we've been talking about.
Thank you, George, so much for all that great information. We appreciate it.
You're welcome.
All right. Have a great weekend. I know you'll be busy, though.
Yeah.
Coming up, break out that guitar and head over to the Guitar Summit next weekend at Fresno City College. We've got the groovy details coming up next.